What's up, Aquarius? Welcome to your Love Quickie. This message isn't going to resonate with all of you guys, okay? So definitely check out your other placements for added messages or an entirely new message, okay? This is also going to be a timeless reading, so whenever you are kind of inspired to watch it is when it's for you, okay? Now, you guys start out with the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Interesting, Page of Pentacles and Nine of Cups. I feel like a lot of you Aquariuses may have found yourselves in kind of like, don't take this wrong, but almost self-serving relationships. When we talk about the aspect of love when it comes to Page of Pentacles, this could be someone who, like, this is like, it brings me the vibe of like, what do you bring to the table? This is a what do you bring to the table, have an ass card, right? Because the Page of Pentacles is really not so stuck on the emotions. They're not so stuck on the love aspect of things. Like their idea of a relationship that works for them is one that makes sense financially. It's one that it's their security in other ways, right? It's different from, oh, I'm in love with this person and so I want to, work out certain things, right? There is this sense of, what do you bring to the table? Why should I feel a way for you? Why should I care type thing that comes with this energy, right? And then to kind of double down on that, you've got the Nine of Cups, right? Nine of Cups is an energy of feeling satisfied in your life, in your circumstances, dependent or independent of anything else going on, right? Doesn't matter if you're single, doesn't matter if you are with someone. Nine of Cups person is happy, they choose to be happy. But in this, combination, this could be someone who finds himself in more like self-serving relationships, right? Because their main focus is them. It's not necessarily the unit. Again, what do you bring me? What are you bringing to the table? Now, this could be you guys kind of dating with this perspective, or this could be someone that you've been connecting with, or the types of people that you find you've been connecting with. But there's very much a if I give you this, what will you give me type thing, or why should I commit to you, what are you bringing to me type thing. There is some sense of self-servingness that's going on. I do also want to point out the fact that Nine of Cups can talk about overindulging in certain vices. We do have the Devil card here, which we'll get into a moment. But be careful and just be mindful of things that you're doing recreationally, that you're not overdoing it, and that there's still some type of balance in there. Now, in the recent past, or past, doesn't have to be recent, but you've got the Chariot card. This is success moving forward. This is, a victory. This is where things are balanced. These are things feeling good. So I think overall, whether you've been in a relationship or not, tied up with someone or not, you've been feeling good. You've been feeling pretty balanced. You've been coming into your own. If that is you, you'll find that, it may be that your certain, your aspects and your views on relationships are changing a bit, right? Because you don't know what you don't know until you experience more, and then you figure out more of what you want, right? Some of you guys may have been connecting to a Cancer person or someone who has Cancer in their chart, but this is a victory, especially in terms of dating and all that kind of stuff. But I just want you guys to be very clear on what your dating intentions are. And it's nothing wrong if you are someone who wants to date people who are successful, or someone who could bring you, more of like a security in a tangible way. But I do feel like if you guys were those types of practical lovers and you're like, well, it has to make sense on paper type thing, and I'm not dealing with someone unless they bring this, and that's to the table, I do feel like things are kind of changing. Because, in the near future, we've got the Ten of Wands. This is when things are getting heavy. This is when you can't take on everything. This is when you're starting to feel overwhelmed, either in a relationship, since we're talking about romance, or whatever, with things going on, right? This is someone who is clearly taking on too much stuff. She's clearly overwhelmed. There's no way she can hold all these things, and something's got to give. So even though I do feel like a lot of you guys are, in a sense, happily single and doing quite fine in terms of dating or your love life, I do feel like there's something that a lot of you guys that are reaching for that's a bit higher, whether it's commitment or, just more connection. It's like you guys are kind of stepping away from dating, with that what can you give me piece. And because really, Aquarius, you don't need anything. You're doing great. You're successful. You're fine by yourself. It's the connection piece that you guys are finally in this place, a lot of you, that you want. Now, with the Devil card, this is actually sitting in my area of what to avoid. Obviously, we want to avoid the devil, right? This is also a card that's connected to Capricorn energy, but we're talking about love also. You know, going back to the idea of, I think it is, you guys are at a place where you just really want more connection. Even in your relationship, let's say you're already in a relationship, there's more connection and more love that you want to be filled in there, because the devil, it's a very sexual card. It does talk about vices. It does talk about that, but like there's a level of bondage that comes with the devil, right? And I'm not necessarily talking about bondage in a good way, right? The devil, there's usually things that you're holding on to that you can't let go, that you haven't quite worked through, that are necessary for your overall growth. When we see the devil placed here and what to avoid, it's also speaking to avoiding relationships that are just based on sexual desire. Again, connection is what you guys are really wanting coming up. So if you've been someone who's kind of been serial dating, not really taking people serious, I think you'll find that you're kind of stepping into this new wave where you're kind of like, no, I actually want a partner. I don't want to just hook up with them. I don't want to exchange my energy with people I don't care about. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? And I think for you guys, what you want to avoid right now while you're figuring everything out is just avoiding these one-night stands, these hookups. Not that they're bad, not that I'm judging, but it feels like it's bringing chaos and confusion to what it is that you really, really want, like on a deeper level. Okay? So at this time, I would say, maybe avoid the hookups, okay, that mean nothing to you. Now, Queen of Wands, this is what you should be focusing on or aiming for. Queen of Wands energy, it's fire energy. She's fun, she's beautiful, she's active, she's spiritual, she's, she's that girl. She's that girl in the room that you want to get to know. And I think for a lot of you guys, if you guys have not found a connection that really intrigues you or really kind of has this burning desire within you, I think that's what you're to focus on at this point. Finding where you really want to be because you really feel driven to be there, and, not trying to make everything about being logical and what makes sense on paper. Sometimes it's not about that, especially when we're talking about relationships. She's full of passion. She's also the most sexual queen of the deck. So I think there's, for you guys, a bigger focus on separating from those relationships that you find yourself in that are, just out of boredom or out of what can you do for me, and really getting in a space where you connect to people that you want to because you feel a pull between you guys, right? Now, your advice for moving forward is you got the Six of Pentacles and the Empress. Six of Pentacles, there's balance, right? Six of Pentacles, there's this exchange, just giving to each other. Part of the reason why you guys are so heavy on this, hey, what do you bring to the table, or the other person, if this is not you, again, it's general. But part of the reason why that comes up is because there's this sense of always dealing with people who want to take and take and take and take and take from you, right? You want to take and take and take and take and refill and refill and refill and never add back to the pot. So this is a message to you to focus on those relationships where there's reciprocity, where there's mutual respect and admiration. Like, those are the types of connections you want to find yourself in, not these very, surface level ones, okay? The Empress. She is fertile. She is pregnant with people. She's pregnant with ideas. She is all about growth, right? She's all about nurturing a situation. Some of you guys may be expecting at this time, right? And so maybe if you are in a relationship where it's been more about what you guys can do for each other, kind of finding the balance on an emotional level of where that actually puts you, right? Because there's some changes that are coming up, right? But also for some of you guys, maybe you could be connecting to a Libra or Taurus. What you guys are going towards and what you guys want is you want a relationship that you can grow with, right? And Empress, she's all about the growth. She's like that creative force behind everything. And I think that's what you guys are looking for. And there's been some discouragement and maybe not feeling like you found that. So just thinking that that's not in the cards for you. Well, it's in the cards for you, but you have to focus on that being what you want and not focus on the lack of it. Okay. Now look what we have here. Okay, now Hierophant and Ace of Cups in the most likely outcome. Hierophant is about the commitments. We got the Hierophant and the Empress here. Like I said, Taurus energy with the Empress, Taurus Libra energy, Taurus energy with the Hierophant. So some of you guys might be connecting to a Hierophant, but this is about a commitment. This is about a commitment of relationships. Maybe this is about you guys, many of you stepping into something new that's going to be very, very, very important to your future, right? Maybe some of you guys are stepping into this place of finding the one. But it's important to let the little petty things go, right? And it's important to be open. I think sometimes when we have petty reasons for not liking people or not dealing with people, it's really because it's our fear and kind of our, defense mechanism to protect ourselves. But you guys have commitment coming up here. And maybe if you have already been dealing with someone for some time and it's kind of been like this weird, but okay, but weird, you've been in this weird space, this could be a higher level of commitment coming up for you that's really, really good. Ace of Cups and Hierophant, I mean, that's damn near marriage, okay? Could be. So I think a lot of you guys, especially you guys who've just been really into the casual dating and not really wanting to put too much into anything, that is all going to be changing here very soon, right? But it's about deliberately trying to connect with people that you respect and actually like to be around. It's not about just getting the hot girl at the club or the hot guy at the club, right? It's like you're coming to a place where there's a deeper connection that you're actually looking for that may have been covered up by sex in the past. Now, you've got religious factors. It says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, yes, this may be true, but religious factors, whenever I get this card, it doesn't always necessarily speak to religion as much as it speaks to tradition to me. Because I think a lot of us believe in the things that we believe because it's what we were raised to believe. It's what we were, trained to believe. It's a part of our now tradition, right? And so even with that, like, number one, this could be setting your own traditions, but also this could be you looking at all the things that you were raised on, all the ideals that you were raised on, and kind of questioning that, doing a little pushback. What works for you? What do you really want? And I mean, Aquarius, you guys are the sign to do that. You are the rebels of the zodiac. You guys are the sign that controls the vibe. You're the sign that, honestly, if we didn't have your energy, we wouldn't progress forward at all. It's important. So there's things about you, either your religious beliefs or your traditions, that maybe that's what's been the problem in holding you back in terms of relationships and connecting with people. And that could be whether you're trying to live up to this ideal that you've been raised on, or just really trying to figure out what works for you. So I'm really hopeful for you guys. Again, not so much focus on the what can you do for me in a relationship, and really focus on finding connection and mutual respect in your relationships, okay? And then that way you'll get everything that it is that you want, okay? I love you guys. I hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Aquarius.